Hi, family and friends and kindreds. I am back once again. And as I said, for some reason, this moment, I feel like my message would be more effective if I do this video and what I would like to talk about on the webcam. Okay. Like I say, going through all of that setting up and oh goodness, by the time I get myself set up and go in another place and stuff so you all can see me better, I don't even want to do the video no more. Because it just takes a lot of time. So that's why I'm here now on the couch with the webcam with poor quality video, bringing this message to you. Okay, so check this out. This is what I wanted to talk about on the other video, and then I got sidetracked, and I had to just give this message to uh, some of these witches out there that I need to be talking to. But this ain't gonna be about them right now. This is about this may not even interest you, family. Maybe some of the family. Um, and then I don't know. I feel like we all need to hear this message. Because in the beginning we came to YouTube. It was a wonderful place, and it was something new. And I noticed that a lot of people who started out with me, they're no longer here on YouTube anymore. It's getting to be a very lonely place. It was very exciting, and then somewhere down the road, okay, we all got off and went in separate directions, and which is expected. When you're traveling, some people are not necessarily going to the same destination. And I accept that. But as I come here now, it's a totally different place. A lot of things has happened, like the full screen issue on my channel, and going beyond the full screen situation. As I continued and I grew and matured, you know, a lot of things that made the channel interesting and drew a lot of subscribers to me. I was no longer interested in it anymore. And so guess what? I lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I lost a lot of people. They lost me. But it's like when you're on your journey, there's certain things that you took on your journey in the beginning, you let them go because they became boring. They were no longer interesting, or you outgrew them. So that's what happened to the channel. And because a lot of people were like, we more or less want to hear witchcraft, and I'm switching, I'm going somewhere else because it's not about what it was in the beginning. But as I told everybody, my channel was not about anything in particular but myself. What I do as a witch, as a hoodoo practitioner, what I do in my everyday, day-to-day life. So there's a lot of channels out there. There are a lot of practitioners, a lot of teachers out there that have a lot of energy. They're charged up and they're ready to go. But eventually they will run out of gas too. So you just begin to run out of gas. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that is what happened. But so I'll take a break, or I just talk about some things that I want to talk about, share some talents, do some things, and so if you're looking for strictly witchcraft, then there's definitely a lot of channels out there. But if you just want to, see what Spiritrees is doing, hey, here I am. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still with you all. It's just the fact that I'm in a whole different place right now, really. Um, like I said, a lot of those things way back when, really, at this point, I won't say I outgrew them. It's just the fact I'm just tired of talking about the same thing over and over and over again. Love spells, whatever. Yes, I still do love spells. I still do readings. I still do the craft, and I am a practitioner, and I still work for people. Matter of fact, what's so beautiful, everybody, is just repeat, repeat, repeat people. I don't get new people. These are repeat people who who I have had since day one. My God, I mean, very faithful people. So, but anyway, so if you want to follow Spirit Tree to see what Spirit Tree is doing right now, Spirit Tree, like I said, Spirit Tree is into a whole different ball game at this point. I'm very intrigued with death magic, and no, death magic is not necessarily killing nobody, y'all. So do your research and look it up. I'm just really interested in the dead at this moment, spirits, ancestors, and I'm doing more of my medium work. Um, no, not so frightened by things that would have frightened me a few years back because of illnesses that I've gone through and losing people in my life on my journey, grieving, and that those things have taken me to a different place. So, you know, um, I'm still excited. And I'm hoping that my family will follow me there. Like y'all said, like I said in previous videos, I'm the, into necromancy right now, and so I'm hoping that my family will go this journey with me. I'm sure I'm going to pick up some new people, or get on board with some new people on down the road. So hey, look, there's a lot for us to look forward to, family. Anyways, I just got to reminiscing about some of the things fellow YouTubers were talking about in the past when we were getting prepared for this great disaster that never happened. You know, in the beginning, honestly, it was like I really thought the world was coming to an end. Honestly, I did. And you know, as we go a little bit further, I realize, hey, look, wait a minute now. The world is not coming to an end, Spirit Tree. It's not. And so now I look at it and I'm like, but that does not mean I won't continue to prepare for whatever is fixing to get ready to happen. And for me, the world did, in a sense, come to an end around that time. That tornado changed me, man. I mean, it did some things to me, and for me, the world came to an end that moment. You get in you'll be in a situation where you're, in the midst of an F5, what they call a mega tornado, and you will feel like the world was coming to an end too. And the thing is we never know when it's coming back because it always comes back. A lot of things have been going through my mind, and I decided when I thought about some of the things that I was preparing for and others were preparing for years and years back, I thought about it and I said to myself, I said, hey, we got to continue to prepare. I was looking up videos for preppers and stuff like that, and couldn't find very much. But my thing is, guys, don't stop preparing, okay? Imminent danger is still on its way. So they're hoping that if you can just forget about preparing, that they can catch you off guard. Now, don't ask me who they are, okay? Don't ask me. Just know that they are prepared, okay? And you should be preparing too. Where we got off track and what we didn't realize is that, stockpiling a bunch of washing liquid and about a bunch of canned goods and rice, which spoiled and got stale, and water that may have microbes in it. That's not necessarily the way when you're prepping. And guys, you need to learn to get started to prep. Learn, okay? You're going to need this. So a lot of that stuff spoiled, guys. I'm not necessarily talking about myself, but a lot of people said that their things spoiled. I was looking at videos where things just went bad. So it's just a waste of money. I don't suggest that you prep by buying a bunch of canned goods and buying a bunch of sanitary pads and trash bags and whatever you were buying. That's not the way to prep. The way to prepare is to learn to live off of the land. And unless you're learning to live off the land, when things do go down, you will find that, if you don't know how to live off the land, you still gonna perish. I don't care how many canned goods you got stored. You got to learn how to be self-sufficient without them canned goods, without that stored water, without that washing liquids. You got to go back to basics. The way I suggest that you learn to prep, and I'm in that position right now where I'm trying to find land, and I got some Facebook people that I have been talking to, and because just the regular people that are around me, I call them the so-called normal people, um they just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So it is difficult to find some like-minded people, and I found a couple of them here on the internet. But we talked, and what you got to do is find like minds first of all, and that's hard. Once you do, but I wouldn't suggest you wait around on it. I say you go out there and act on it. Go and start looking for land. That's what I'm doing. Go as far south near the water as you possibly can. And I got some more videos that I got to do about the energy, the not the energy, but the weather warfares. I want to go further into that. But check this out. Look for land as far south as you possibly can. A lot of people were talking about this fault line dividing, and the southern portion of the United States will no longer be connected or whatever. Y'all don't pay no attention to that. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. Focus on going south. And the reason why I said that is because there will come a time when you will need to be in warm climate so you can grow your own food. If you're looking for land, make sure it's as flat as possible. Now we're talking about prepping. This is the way prepping should have really been. Okay, that's why you had the government sitting down laughing, and those different, elitists and stuff that design this place and design things the way they are, thought it was a joke. Once again, you need land. That is the most precious commodity, unrestricted land. Okay, you need unrestricted land. This little lot that you got your house living on, or if you're an apartment, ain't worth 2 nickels, ain't even worth a copper penny. And I'm going to tell you why. If that house was to ever burn down, all you can do with that land is build you another house on it. Who's got some money to build a house in this economy? One stick of wood is $10 or $15. Oh my God. Okay? So you want unrestricted land. If that house burns down, guess what? You can build a house the way you want to without all of these city regulations and stuff like that that's going on. When you don't have to build it to code or whatever. You might want to just put your school bus on it and build your school. Have it your the inside of the side of a school bus made like a home inside. You can't do that in the city on a piece of lot. Don't buy a house in the city. The city is a jail. It's a prison. You got more rules set aside than a child. You can't do this. You can't have a farm animal. You can't have this. You can't have that. You can't build this. You can't build that. So what you got? You got nothing. You ain't even grown. You're a kid. Everybody's, anyways, like I said. So the water. So the real prepping is unrestricted land. Okay, not just no any land. I don't want no land with no steep drops, no steep hills. I want flat land, or as flat as possible. Okay, I want good soil. I want to be where it's warm. Okay, once you get your land, it will do you a lot of good to have water on that land, or a waterfront access. If you don't have waterfront access, you screwed. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you can't grow a garden on regular land, because now it's weather war. They can restrict rain from certain areas. They can flood your crops out if they desire. Okay? Some farmers actually pay for rain so that they won't drought. Because what they're doing now, they're droughting and flooding. The best thing for you to have is water on your land so that you can irrigate your crop just in case it doesn't rain. You can build your pond. You dig up so much soil. You need about at least an acre and a half to 2 acres, because I heard that the federal government will give you a free pond. Now I don't know how true that is, but this is just what I've been hearing, and I've done some research. That water is going to save you in the long run as we continue to have droughts in the summertime. Eventually, there will be droughts year round. It's scary, y'all, what I've seen, what the spirits have shown me for the future. The people in the city will perish first, okay? You know who's going to be hanging around for a long time? Your Quakers, your Masonites. They will hang around for a long time, okay? Look, this is serious. This is what you need to be preparing yourselves for, okay? Unrestricted land, waterfront, ponds, creeks, streams. Those are the properties you want as far down south as you possibly can. If you can't get too far down south, don't be hard on yourself. You got to go out in Nevada, somewhere in California, because land is cheaper out there, I noticed, than it is Alabama. Alabama got the highest land that I have seen so far in the United States of America. Why? It's one of the warmest states, okay? And the black belt is right here. What is the black belt? The darkest, blackest, fertile soil that you could ever find. I was born right next to the Alabama River. It would be wonderful to have land right next to the Alabama River, but I can't, because that property is outrageous, the cost of it, okay? Okay, so now, look, a lot of you all just gave up. You don't give a damn. You're just going to do makeup tutorials and fashion blogs, and that's just life, and that's fine, because it's overwhelming when you think about it. But don't be one of the first to try to go and invade other people's lands that are growing beautiful crops, that have waterfronts. And, 'cause one day it's going to happen. It may not be in our lifetime. Let's hope it's not. But eventually it will happen. And the people who are not preparing, will be the most dangerous people you could ever meet. You need to learn how to use a rifle. Learn how to hunt. Okay? Learn how to fire. Okay? This rifle. Learn, because you're going to need to know how to fend for yourself, believe it or not. Okay? And so learning alternative sources of energy it would definitely be in your favor to know that, wind power and water power, learning how to do I forgot those little wheels, those wheel blades that turn in the water and produces energy, wind power, solar power, a well. That's what you're going to need. People that's still living like that, they're going to survive. Okay? And the main thing is what we need to do, but people are so desensitized. Learning how to communicate, get along with your neighbors. That's the only way to survive, because that's the way they survived long ago. If you didn't pair up with your neighbors, because this neighbor right here might raise hogs and you're going to need meat, and this neighbor over here might have a fruit orchard. That's another thing. You need fruit orchards, apple trees, and peach trees, and pear trees, whatever grows best in your climate. Pecan trees. If you're further down south, banana plants. No, it's not a tree, it's a banana plant. Citrus orchards. These are the things you're going to need, okay? And no, the government don't have you beat if you know your alternative power sources and you know how to irrigate your land. Okay, anyways, that ends it for this video. I got a couple of people who following me. Yes, I'm still looking for the land. It would be wonderful if we could all pair together, me and those like-minded people, and we can start learning now as soon as possible, and handing the trades and the crafts down to our children. Hospitals, man, all of that stuff won't be. Alternative medicine is what you're going to have to rely on. You're going to have to go back to the very beginning, the basics. Okay, so that ends this video. I'll be back in just a little bit.